Hello friends, this video on Symmetry Part 9 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Question number 3. In the following figures, the mirror line, that is the line of symmetry, is given as a dotted line. Complete each figure performing reflection in the dotted line. So that means this is your line of symmetry and just one half of the image is drawn. We know that if this is our line of symmetry, the other half is going to be the mirror image of this half. So how do you find the mirror image? Now the mirror image of this point, let's say, what would be the mirror image of this point? This point's mirror image would be somewhere here, such that the distance of this point from the mirror is equal to the distance of this point from the mirror. Similarly, the mirror image of this point would be somewhere here, such that the distance of this point from the mirror is equal to the distance of this point from the mirror. Similarly, mirror image of this point would be here, mirror image of this point would be here, and so on. So now when you join all of these points, so what do you get? You get a shape like this. So I haven't drawn it properly, so when you actually draw it properly, you would see that the length of this side is equal to the length of this side, the length of this side is equal to the length of this side. And what do you get? You get a triangle. Similarly, when you find out the mirror image of this, you see that the mirror image of this point would be somewhere here, mirror image of this point would be somewhere here, mirror image of this point would be somewhere here, for this point it would be here, and then you join all of these points. So what do you get? The image that you get is a circle. Let's look at this one. So here again one half is given, the other half needs to be found out. So for this point the image will be formed here, for this point the image will be formed here, for this point the image would be here, for this one it would be here, and in this fashion you find out the points and then you join the points. Now also make sure that the length of this side should be equal to the length of this side, the length of this side should be equal to the length of this side, and so on. So what is this image that you have found? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A polygon with 5 sides, that is nothing but pentagon. Question number 4. Identify multiple lines of symmetry, if any, in each of the following figures. So when you look at these figures, they might look quite complex, but finding the line of symmetry is all the same in any kind of figure. So let us start with the first figure. See here, if you see, one possible line could be this one, a diagonal on the square. So you see this would divide it into two halves which are identical and mirror images. Similarly, there could be another diagonal drawn like this, which would again divide it into two equal halves, and that is how you can see here these are the two lines. So how many possible lines here? 2. Let's look at the second one. Here if you observe the trick to find out the line of symmetry is that observe the figure properly, then you see if there is something which exists in pairs. For example, here this pattern is existing in pair. So you have to draw a line such that one part falls in one half, the other part falls in the other half. So if you draw a line like this, then you see one part falls here, the other part falls in the other half. So basically this would be a line of symmetry. So in this case, you have only one line of symmetry. Look at the third one. Here this is quite a complicated flowery figure, but at the same time here you might have multiple lines of symmetry. You know why? Because you have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 circles here. Right? 6 circles together form this entire image, and each of these circles is identical to the other, and therefore you would have 6 lines of symmetry here. That is, if you draw a line like this, you actually divide it into 2 equal halves. Similarly, if you draw a line like this, you again divide it into 2 equal halves. If you draw a line like this, you again divide it into 2 equal halves. So in this fashion, you found 3 lines of symmetry. In another fashion, if you draw a line like this, that is between 2 petals, so then also you divide it into 2 equal halves. So similarly, if you draw it for the other pairs also like this, So total you get a total of 6 lines of symmetry. So in this case you have a total of 6 lines of symmetry. So finding lines of symmetry needs a little bit of patience, and you actually need to draw it to see if it divides it into identical halves or not. Question number 5. Write what letters of the English alphabet have reflection symmetry about a vertical mirror. Okay, vertical mirror, that means there should be a line of symmetry which exists like this. Horizontal mirror means there should be a line of symmetry which exists like this. So let us look at some of the letters. Like, let's think of the letter M. So if you look at M, there exists a vertical line of symmetry in M. So this half and this half, they are identical and mirror images. So M is an alphabet which has vertical line of symmetry. Similarly, if you think of an alphabet like B, here you see it has a horizontal line of symmetry. Anything that is above and anything that is below, they are mirror images and they are identical. So this has a horizontal line of symmetry. Think of the letter O. So when you think of O, vertical line of symmetry also divides it into 2 equal halves. Horizontal line of symmetry also divides it into 2 equal halves. So this has both vertical and horizontal line of symmetry. Question number 6. What other name can you give to the line of symmetry of an isosceles triangle? So some time back we saw that if you draw an isosceles triangle, it would be somewhat like this, where 2 sides are equal, 2 angles are equal. So the only possible line of symmetry would be this line, which is drawn from this vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. And what is this line called? A line drawn from the vertex to the midpoint of the other side such that it is perpendicular to this side. This is called altitude. And in isosceles triangle, the altitude and the median are the same line. So you can call it altitude. This line also represents median. In a circle, so if you think of a circle, so what is that line of symmetry for circles? So any line that divides it into 2 equal halves, and this any line has to pass through the center of the circle. So any line that passes through the center of the circle is called the diameter. So we can call this line of symmetry as the diameter.
Thank you. Please visit examfear.com for free quality education. You can learn with a simple 4-step learning process wherein you can watch video lessons, you can ask your questions, you can refer notes, and you can take a free online test. We have content for class 6 to 12 on physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology along with practical videos. So please subscribe to our channel for daily updates. Thank you.